Hello, Aerospace Club. Mother Goose in the house. How's everybody doing? All right, today I have a new fun challenge for you. All right, tomorrow, Wednesday, you don't have your normal classes. All you have is, your check-ins with your teachers if you have any questions. And so I thought you might enjoy having a project to do tomorrow, Wednesday, okay? So we are hosting a paper airplane challenge. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make a couple really interesting paper airplanes. All right, and then I'm gonna see what you can come up with, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first of all, try to use recycled paper if you can. I have some old papers that I don't need anymore, and instead of just throwing them away or using good paper that could still be printed on, I'm gonna use some of this old stuff that I no longer need, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a traditional paper airplane first, okay? So, very traditional. So what I'm gonna start with, I also have some paper clips, and that's really important to get the right amount of gravity to hold your paper airplane together, all right, and kind of give it a center of gravity, all right? So you always want the weight in front of the thrust on an airplane, okay? All right, so let's start here. I'm just going to fold the paper longwise in half, all right? And this is the most traditional paper airplane you can make, okay? Then I'm going to go up to the front, and I'm going to make two 45-degree angles. All right, there's one. Flip it over, and there's two. All right, so now it looks like this. All right, two 45-degree angles there. All right, so now I need to make my airplane wings. Now, think about the fact that the bigger the wing, the more lift you're going to get, all right? So big wings are very important to airplanes, all right? Think about that Airbus video that I shared with you a couple weeks ago. They had to make the wings of that Airbus so big, all right, so that it could lift the weight of that airplane, all right? And that was a challenge for the engineers, but it looks like they had fun with it. So, and I'm having fun with this as well. All right, so I've got there's the front of my airplane. Look how big those wings are. Yeah, all right. Now, I want to provide some stability and stuff in the front here. So it's along the nose of the plane, all right, is where I'm going to put my paper clip. All right. Nose of the plane is where I'm going to put my paper clip. Now, if I want to get fancy and I want to make some like little wing tips like the Airbus had, all right, I could put some little wing tips there. All right, do something like that. If I want to make a nice tail for my plane, all right, I can go back here and I can even make little ailerons if I want to, all right? But basically, that's my design. What I would do from here is I would go ahead and launch it and then make some modifications based upon how well my launch went, all right? So let me see how this goes. Not so great. I might want to modify that one a little bit. All right, so have fun modifying. Also, go online and see what other people have made, okay? So paper airplanes is serious business. It really is, I'm not kidding, all right? So did you know that the world record holder for paper airplanes, okay, the longest paper airplane flight is 29.2 seconds, all right, by a gentleman by the name of Takuo Tado in Hiroshima, Japan, all right? His flight was 29.2 seconds. That makes me a little sad because the current paper airplane record holder was a Georgia Tech grad, my alma mater, all right? And it was Ken Blackburn, who was an aeronautical engineer at Georgia Tech, and his flight was 27.6. In fact, every year at Georgia Tech, they have a paper airplane competition. Serious business, folks, all right? They're trying to get back that record holder, all right? So they're trying to beat this guy from Hiroshima, Japan, all right, and get the paper airplane competition record trophy back to Georgia Tech. So let's cheer them on. All right, so now we're gonna build this guy here, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of fold my paper over so I kind of have this kind of overlap like this, all right? It's almost like I'm making a little 90-degree corner down here, okay? And just kind of eyeball it. There's no, right or wrong. Yours might fly better or worse if you make it a little differently than the next person. So I've got kind of this going. Now down here, I'm going to fold it over 1 inch. 1 inch, like that. All right, so now I've got my crisscross and I've folded it over 1 inch. Now, with this little flap on the inside, I'm going to fold my paper in. Now, to make it like, you know, a nice curve, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the edge of the table here, and I'm going to try to give this paper a little bit of memory. So I'm going to kind of do this. All right, that's going to help me bend it. See how I did that? Just kind of back and forth over the edge of the table, and that allowed me to bend it inwards. Now, if you'll look, you can tuck one side into the other, like that. All right, so I kind of tucked it inside that little crevice on the inside, and then I'm going to take my paper clip. All right, I'm just going to do a small paper clip. All right, just to kind of hold it together there. And then I've got this kind of flying cylinder. Whoa, okay. Now I'm going to think about how I'm going to throw this, okay. First I have to kind of understand, all right, the physics of flight. All right, so you have 4 different forces that are acting on the paper airplane, all right. You have lift, that's what's pushing the airplane up, all right, and your wings are helping to provide that lift. Then you got good old gravity, all right. Gravity's pushing down on you right now, 9.66 meters per second squared, and it's pushing down on our paper airplane as well, all right. Then we have thrust, all right, and that's what's pushing the airplane forward. So on an airplane, that would be the engine. The engine's providing thrust. Think about where the engine is on an F-22, the very, very back, right? So you want your thrust in the back. And for you, your thrust is going to be your arm. Your arm is the engine. Hello. All right, and then you have drag. What is drag? Well, drag is our atmosphere, all right? You can't really feel it right now, but have you ever been in a car that's moving kind of fast down the road, like you're on the highway, and you roll down the window, okay? Maybe you're hot and you want to roll down the window, all right? You can hear the atmosphere going by the window, all right? And if you're feeling a little saucy, you might stick your hand out the window, okay? And the atmosphere is literally pushing your hand back, all right? So our atmosphere is thicker than you think, okay? So when the airplane goes pretty fast, that atmosphere is dragging it backwards, all right? So those are the 4 forces that are on an airplane: lift, gravity, thrust, and drag. Now, which one needs to win for the airplane to be successful? Thrust needs to win over drag, all right? I think you're strong enough to overcome the atmosphere here. So your arm's strong enough to provide enough thrust, all right? And then lift, all right, the force of lift must be stronger than gravity, all right? And that's going to be the wings of your airplane, all right? So when you learn how to toss this thing, you've got a couple options. You can do a flip like this. You can toss it up and see how it comes back down. Or maybe you want to hold it in the back here, all right, and give some thrust that way, okay? Or maybe you want to toss it like a cylinder. All right, see if you can find a room that maybe has really high ceilings, all right? Maybe you have a staircase and you can toss it from the top of the staircase. Have some fun with it. Maybe it's a beautiful day and you can go outside, all right, and toss it around in your cul-de-sac. If you have a nice quiet street, you can work on it outside, all right? But, you know, make sure to be careful, all right? So I would love to see your designs. I would love to see your flight tests. Send them to me. Now, one more thing, we are going to have an Aerospace Club meeting this Friday, all right? So Friday, tune in. I'm going to send you a Zoom link, all right? And I would love to see you Friday afternoon for our Aerospace Club meeting, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a few games and activities, and I'd love to see you there, and I'd love to see how you do with the rest of your flights. All right, see you guys later. Mother Goose, over and out.